good to see a pigeon and seagull getting along.
Adam and Dan, unrelated, Jackson's talking.
Hello. And we're doing something a little different
today.
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
We are doing this episode on location.
That immediately confused me. On location.
On location. So we're in the middle of a film shoot in Tunisia.
But in reality, are we in Richmond?
We are in Richmond. We're sitting on a park bench.
Yeah. Nothing but blue sky and pigeons above.
There's clouds.
There are clouds in the sky as well, if you count those.
Now,
I wouldn't.
Is that like an eagle the way it's soared? It's just a pigeon, though. Aficionados and devotees will know that I often talk about going to the park to do my various activities, including flying my kite and stilt walking and so on. And we're actually looking at that very same park right now. So we thought we might take this opportunity to do our podcast, talk about all the junk that we always talk about, but do some people watching as well.
It's useful junk. People watching.
Yes.
Has this ever been something that you've done either accidentally or on purpose, but enjoyed it as a specific activity?
I've done it a couple of times. Well, I mean, there's lots of different degrees of people watching, and I guess the most common one is
through someone's window.
Well, similar. It's like, oh, she's hot. She's hot.
Yeah. We do have to call them out if any potentials walk past.
I was sitting in the city, actually, at Burke Street Mall with my girlfriend. We'd just eaten some macarons, and they were delicious.
Macaroons?
Macarons.
Are they different?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, I've had this argument many times. Yes.
It's a different food.
Yep, and chefs and master chef and everything like that have obscured it, but the truth is they're two different things. A macaron is the meringue almond meal based things with the cream inside, you know, very light, they explode in your mouth and melt away.
Yep.
A macaroon is a rather hard coconut based biscuit.
Huh.
So very different, but they have similar sounding names.
Okay.
So I was eating macarons because they come in like different flavors and stuff, and we enjoy them. And yeah, we were playing this game that my girlfriend thought up.
Tickle the sausage. Tickle the pickle, they call it.
Tickle the pickle. I'm trying to remember the rules. I can't actually remember. But basically, for me, every girl that went by, I could either say yes or no to would I marry them, I think.
Would you hold hands?
But I only had 3 no's in a row. So if I went no, then the next one had to be yes.
Oh.
So it kind of, yeah.
What a great
and for her, it was the guy. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, definitely not. And then you got to figure, should I be no with this one?
I've only got one left.
But I don't know who the next one will be. It could be a supermodel, or it could be an Uggo. You don't know.
Uggo.
So yeah,
was that legally binding at the end of the day, or?
I don't know why it was married. Maybe we're just pure and virginal that we didn't say shag, but that would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Actually, no. That's you've got one good shag, and then it's all downhill from the wedding night.
Well, that is true. Yeah,
so I've heard.
One of my bosses said that once. It was a very funny quote.
I would say no to the current person passing by.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But look, she's wearing runners though, so like, she'd be fit. She'll have endurance.
Dogs are fit as well.
Different type of fit though, different type of endurance.
4-legged fitness, they call it. Though, mind you, we do have some leggings. Is this going to get creepy? I lower my voice.
Yeah, that was a little creepy, but and also we should probably not play that game in particular because we want to keep it a bit more sophisticated this episode.
Of course we do, but we can comment on this particular girl because she is listening to music.
Ah, yes. Unless it's, you know, a podcast like us, so there's lots of gaps. And
she's gone into the future, listened to this podcast, and just as she walked by, little does she know what we look like.
Yeah, I've been listening to podcasts when I'm at the gym, and it's really unmotivational. like there's a reason you listen to like pumping music when you're at the gym. If it's a fast beat, you can run in the speed of the fast beat, and if it's loud music, it gets your blood pumping and stuff like that. If it's like, and the current scientific situation about mice of the third segment is actually of negative to the bacterial injection, that you just don't feel the need to really pump iron as much.
More ponder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop and ponder.
Yeah, I've had epiphanies, but not big muscles.
And you don't need a towel for epiphanies.
Depends how big the epiphany is, Daniel.
So you were, sorry, I interrupted you.
I interrupted you.
No, you were talking about this marriage game that you were playing.
Yeah, and that was it. That was probably one of my experiences of people watching. I don't think I do it as much as others. I'm not that judgmental, I think, is ideally what it is.
That's where you've gone wrong.
I don't want to be like, yeah, if someone, look at what she's wearing, like, she might like that.
Oh, okay, we are.
So there's a lot of fashion people watching, especially that my girlfriend does, and I'm just like, works for her,
Works for her. What if it doesn't though? Would you
then you'd be
recognise
like,
that and call it out?
I would, but once again, I don't know the person. I don't have to have dinner with them. Let them wear what they want to wear to their Uggo parties.
Oh, you're so like disgustingly kind and unjudgmental. We've got an audience member.
Do you reckon
he's listening in?
Ah, so there's somebody at another park bench. We are speaking a little softer now. Who's he goes back to us, but he enjoying it. He's hard. He is hard right now listening to us.
Oh, you scared the pigeons away with
flock of pigeons
with your erection talk.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I've turned 30. I can't do it.
Yeah, no more dirty pigeon
jokes.
Erection talk.
Yeah.
So what about the other sorts of people watching?
I don't do that much. How about you?
In fact, at uni when I was doing like 6 months of failed engineering, I sat down with a guy and a girl, and we pretty much said yes or no as people walked past.
Oh, so essentially the same game, but
as to whether we imagined that each person that walked past was an accountant, would you allow them to do your tax return? In the bed.
Bed. Okay, so there's I guess the common theme with people watching is attractiveness. But what else is there?
Yeah, there is.
Because I mean, the other thing is, I guess,
to
tell their story and why they're here and where they're off to and what they're doing and where they are in that point in life. And can you tell that by just looking at them walking?
I guess that's more of an uncommon sort of theme, just because it takes more actual thought. And assessment rather than a snap judgment.
That is true. I used to, and I can still do it a little bit in my head anyway. It'll be rubbish, but with people I knew, I actually really had to study their face.
Yeah,
I could picture what they'd look like as an old person.
Ooh.
And some of my friends
turned out to be true.
I wouldn't know, but some of my friends I reckon will be very attractive old people, and some of my friends aren't, and it's really quite sad.
Have you ever?
I haven't told them that, of course.
That's what I wanted to know.
But then it's like
you'd be doing them a favour.
But it's also like, because then people change, especially as they get older, with their style and stuff, and then it's like, oh, so long as you keep your long hair, you'll be fine, and if you go bald, you might consider doing this, because and so on. Because I'll probably go bald when I'm old.
Just because of genetics?
Yeah. My mum's dad, it was bald, so apparently that's how it works.
Okay, maybe not then for me. My father is balding. I don't use the word father often, just for you guys. But my mum's dad, it's thinning.
He's a hippie. He's got long hair, doesn't he?
Thinning. He braids.
A mane.
Braids a mane as well. A mane of it. Our audience member has just walked off. They didn't like that little bit there.
Well, he did. He wanted us to talk more about would we shag them.
He's very hirsute. Would we shag them?
That's all he was after.
I'll give him a no.
Just for that,
Yeah, pretty much.
If our performance, elicits that response, then imagine what our... Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I can't tell what I'm going to look like. I do know that I'm going to be bald, and I do know that I have
bald and beautiful.
I have a pointy head, Daniel Jackson.
Do you?
I have a pointy. Feel this.
Oh, have you got stuff in your hair?
Feel that.
Wow.
It's a point.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just feel like I had the opportunity to touch one of those dinosaurs' heads that has like the pointy sun attracting.
So right now I can hide it well with my lustrous.
Lustrous?
Why not? Hair.
Lustrous?
Yeah, why not? But yeah, when and if I go bald, it'll be quite a sight.
Can I touch your head? No, I'm kidding.
Anytime, Daniel.
And your hair. Let me touch your hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, the others, if they went bald, it'd be like, that'll really work. Sometimes they don't have the side bits. You got to shave off the side bits when baldness happens. Because generally you got, the tuft of bald and then the back and the sides, and then you look like Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
But if you shaved all that off, who knows how old you are? You could be a 20-year-old skinhead.
Because I think, definitely usually shaving is the way to go. But I have the opposite of Andrew Denton head.
What's an Andrew Denton head?
I remember what sort of head shape he has, specifically because Parkinson, that TV host, the British fellow, he was interviewed by Andrew Denton, and one of the things he wishes, that's Parkinson, is that he had a flat back of his head.
Right.
Flat head at the back.
Why was that?
Which Andrew Denton does. I don't know, it was just like a personal thing, and I sort of know where he's coming from. I almost just threw up in my mouth just before.
Was it thinking about my lustrous hair? Or
I'm not sure.
While you were touching my dinosaur back head?
Well, it was a delayed reaction if that was the case.
Wow.
So, are you saying, or maybe I should suggest that beanies are going to be the way to go?
No, I'm putting my faith in technology. Knitted wigs. Knitted wigs. I can imagine because I see it right now. If we look over to the left.
I will try and subtly
do it.
Look over
and
exactly what those lovely Asian deers have.
And that actually quite becomes them.
And the walking stick.
There's something very sweet about old people. I'm speaking a bit softer now.
They can't hear.
With young people accoutrement, but not like trying to be hip, but like
they're comfortable with it and they work it.
But if you're really old, but you have a multicolored tiger hat or something. Tiger ears and stuff. Or you know what I mean? There's something really cute about that. And I don't know.
It turns you on.
It does. Yes. Old men with really happy baseball caps on, and they don't care. They've given up, but they won't mind anyway.
They could go at any stage. So what does it matter?
Exactly.
They want to look good as they keel over on the side of the footpath.
That's it.
Yeah, and want people to happily step over them. Not like, oh, look, he let himself go, but, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, well.
C'est la vie. I'm putting my faith in science to cure baldness by the time before it hits me. Science!
Really?
Yeah. I know it won't, but...
Really? So you knowingly am fooling yourself into this false hope.
What's the alternative, Daniel?
Just to give up. Just to accept, just put on a baseball cap. A really cool one.
Like Mr. Runner right now.
Yes. He very graceful the way he strides forward.
He looks like he's exhausted. He's probably only done the one lap, but you've got that real energy-saving lope where it's not that much faster than a walk, but, you've got the action of a run, so, at least that's something.
I imagine if you were to pair his run with the top of your head, you would definitely have some kind of prehistoric species that would be witnessing right now.
Oh, now he's sat down. Oh, he's had enough of that.
I hope that's not a heart attack. He's straight into the sit-ups.
Well, kind of. They're not really sit-ups as we know them, more just he's lifting his head. He's lying down and lifting his head up. It's like there's something on TV and he's like, what? Oh, okay, fair enough. What? Oh, I see, he's done that. What? Oh, the price is right, It's not sit-ups as we know them.
Now, if we look over to our right, there is somebody else that's sitting on another bench seat, a good 20 metres, 30 metres away.
It's the classic, Oh, should I be mean?
Badly dressed bogan?
I was going to say the classic drug fashion.
Yes. Now,
Like really bony face and trackie-daks. that's it, essentially.
pretty much.
But like,
So is anyone walking over to score, unquote?
well, I don't know. We've got
Mr. Beardy Man
Grizzly Adams.
with the big over-ear headphones.
That's it, because you really do not want to hear anything else when you're walking down the street. That's for sure.
And the funny thing is that the in-ear headphones are probably just as good or better at blocking out noise. And I'm no audiophile, pedophile, or otherwise
I'm
file.
really glad that you announced that, because I didn't know what to think before then. Go
We
on.
can put that in the show notes if we have them.
Yeah, please.
Not a pedophile. Especially not whilst
A
the cop-
podcast that won't take your kids away. That assumes that the others might, Gets us more hits.
if you know what I mean. Maybe we could get some hits from Mr. Bonyface, trackie-daks pants. But there is also a police station 100 metres to our right.
Yeah, but it is Richmond, so it's probably a big enough buffer zone.
I would say, right, so Mr. Bonyface has got no problems. He's in between us and the police station.
That's it.
He's our buffer. So I'm over.
No, we're his buffer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, from the playground.
From the police.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, it's right. Oh, I see.
Yeah. I thought you were.
I got my
going
directions
crazy.
wrong.
Put your hand up and that's left. L for left.
Oh, for loser.
Yeah. So I've lost my place.
I don't know.
What were we,
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You're audiophile, pedophile.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is something I would like to discuss.
Go for it.
That man, he was wearing big headphones, and yes, you can.
Enclosed headphones, more to the point.
Yep. Yeah, because with the over-ear big headphones, you can get the ones that let a bit of sound out, the open-ear headphones, and you get a better spatial reconstruction of the sound. I made that up. And you can get the closed ones, which will block out sound and keep your sound in.
Yeah.
And
so it just kind of bounces around in there.
That's right. So I'm sure that blocks out lots of noise as well, street
Like
noise.
The cars coming to hit you, and
Yeah, the man offering you drugs.
the bony faced druggie overdosing in the gutter there, calling for your help. It's all right.
Help.
It's the shins. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
But I think, I'm not sure what I think about those headphones. In fact, no, I'm actually pretty sure.
Well,
I think
I've
they're
got a
stupid.
pair of headphones, and I couldn't imagine a time that I would bring them out.
Why
There's
would
just-
you, unless you were the kind of person that owned an iPhone and sort of just held it out as you walked along? Not because you're using it, but just to show people you have it.
Well, I mean, that used to be the case, but now every man and his dog, including that one over there, has an iPhone, I'm sure.
How is the dog holding on to that whilst it walks?
The iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the app. Oh, no, it's the case, isn't it? Look at that.
That's incredible.
It's the claw case.
It's just like it could put its paw up to its ear at any moment
Yep.
and receive a call.
Well, come on, though. It's an iPhone. Nobody actually calls people in an iPhone.
That's right. You can do much more interesting things on an iPhone. So, what do you think?
I
coming
agree.
from the same place
Oh,
as me?
absolutely. And
Like, why?
well, I'll tell you
What
why
is the
now.
motive? Let's get to the root of it.
And it's a recent thing. It's a recent thing. And
Okay.
somebody on Facebook brought this up, and I completely agree. Recently, Dr. Dre has brought out
Beats.
the Beats
Headphones.
And I've been reading about them, and articles written about them don't actually know the science as to why they're so much better than any other headphones. Just an ending with the question of, they look good. And the fact that there
all
is
that matters.
now in JB Hi-Fi a mirror in the headphone section answers your question, I think. I think that's the answer. It's not about the sound, is it? Not about the sound.
Brilliant.
If you had little earbuds, who's going to know that you like music?
See,
That's it. You've got to let people. I like music, guys. You don't know what it is, but I'm into it. You know.
the white earbuds became an iconic
Apple
fashion
thing.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Apple iPods. But
From those
that's not
silhouette
enough.
ads.
Yes.
But what now? Yeah, but that's last generation, man. That's 5-10 years ago. 10 years, 5 years? How long's it been out?
Yeah, a while. Yeah, early 2000s.
There you go. So now there's got to be something else in there.
And
Big
then
headphones with like pictures on them, like, or Ed Harvey or whatever his name, Ed Hardy.
who's that?
I don't know, some douchebag fashion.
But there's I saw other like branded headphones, like fashion branded ones, and it was Bob Marley. Bob Marley headphones.
Yeah, he made them.
He made them.
He made them just before he died.
He fashioned them out of coconuts.
Yeah, but I mean, look, and they cost so much, don't they? Those Beats ones, they're like $400 or $500, aren't they?
What?
I don't know that for sure. Maybe
No,
less, but I think it's definitely in the hundreds.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Now-
And and they claim to have this technology that gives you a surround sound in your head and all that jazz.
Something like that does exist. Now, I've just got to have another diversion here.
Yes.
Our bony-faced, Boney M drug man, he has left the bench seat. He wandered off, and then I noticed some kids have taken his spot.
Yeah.
And they're eating McDonald's.
Oh, they're youths. They're not kids, they're youths.
They're youths.
They're causing crime and everything because they're the youths.
And they've got skateboards.
And they've got skateboards and McDonald's, which is the worst combination because they're just going to kill somebody right now.
Do they have drugs though? That's what I'm wondering. Did we miss the exchange?
They've got skateboards and McDonald's. And they're youths. You can bet your hiney they have drugs. We need to stop these youths from taking over the neighbourhood.
If we can flag down a police officer from here like we were to flag a waitress at a restaurant. Excuse me.
There's youths over there.
Over here, youths. Please.
And it's these strange skateboards now. Like, if anyone's listening and does this, then by all means email us. But I don't understand this next generation of tiny little skateboards. They look like they're from like an action figure. Like they're about 2 inches long, but not that I ever got into skateboards, but these ones look even worse.
Are they less practical?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, but they're about the size of a Razor scooter without the handlebars. I don't know.
It's hard to take them seriously, really.
Well, yeah.
Prepubescent? No. What sort of question is that? Excuse me. Can I just drop the hand into the pants?
Have any of you grown hair? Where surprising places.
Yeah. Have you had any surprising moments where you're looking in the bathroom mirror after a shower and noticed something different? Have you noticed any strange odours recently?
That sounds like. Did you ever have the puberty talks and videos in high school?
Well, where they show you a pair of testicles and they do a time lapse of the hair growing out of them? Or?
I haven't seen that one. That sounds great.
Neither have I, but there's an idea.
But imagine, but you'd have to have somebody like for years stay in one spot with a camera focused on their balls. I don't know if anyone would be down for that.
That would likely explain the sort of layering of what looks like another sort of fine hair, but I think it was mould on the testicles.
Oh dear, no, we didn't. They said some weird stuff.
What?
Well, apparently...
Does anyone feel funny when they see another, like a member of the opposite sex or the same sex?
You got all the natural stuff, but there was one there, and I still remember it today because it just never happened to me. So maybe I didn't do puberty right. Maybe I fucked up puberty. I don't know. But it said, with some boys going through puberty, their breasts can swell as well and sometimes secrete a clear fluid.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I feel just cheated, Daniel.
Wow.
Do you have any moments of that when you were taught sex ed or anything?
No. Why?
You're just flabbergasted.
I am. We were never told anything like that. Mind you, maybe I wish I had been told that because
when the fluid started seeping out of your nipples,
freaked out. That would have freaked the hell out of me. And we didn't have the convenience of the internet on our phone.
Yeah.
Just to like clear liquid secreting out of nipples. Google, Bing that shit.
Bing that shit.
So you didn't either. I haven't heard of that before.
If Microsoft used the term "bing that shit," I think I would almost swap over.
Me too. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because then I'd be like, they're trying too hard.
That's true. That's true. It's like those ads a couple of years back now to stop hoon drivers by suggesting that they had small penises, and they had just a lot of images of hoons driving, and then like everyone else like
looking down their pants disappointed.
No, everyone just holding up a little pinky.
Really?
But what happened was, and a bit unfairly, I think, there was a backlash against it. So I'm going to drive really fast now. Those ads are just insulting. That's terrible. And my view is
medium to large size.
I don't know. My view is I thought it was kind of fun, but it obviously wasn't going to. I mean, the same people that are going to hoon are the same ones that are going to ignore those ads. You know, there's no hoons out there. I fucking love hooning. Yeah, I see that ad. 40 zone for me, you know. Nobody's going to do that. And it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, no, even people that weren't hoons or whatever didn't like that ad because it was rude or, you know, offensive rather than...
It really is sort of taking a lower level approach.
Well...
is it not?
Yeah.
It's like, people that like hoons have little doodles.
Yeah.
No.
But the problem is the same with like drink driving, and the problem's the same with speeding and all of that.
That's the only way to get through to those.
Well,
sort
not.
of people.
I mean, obviously not. I think the sad thing is there's no way. Like, how many ads have we seen with bloody dismembered people from car crashes for drinking, for speeding, for all of that, and people still do it. You know?
Yeah, I think... So would you say that part of the reason is absolutely the fact that you see an ad, you're sitting in a lounge room watching TV, and there's this ad, and you're like, oh, that looks a bit gross, ugh. And then completely removed from that is a situation where this would actually occur in your actual life. You're surrounded by friends. I think the last thing you're going to have is like a flashback of this ad that makes you think twice. Maybe I shouldn't get in the car with this drunk man. They are so far removed, and I'm not sure if it seeps enough into your brain to change your decision making. I mean, I'm a bad person to ask because I'm too much of a goody two shoes to be able to give an example of where I have experienced this either way.
I can't answer that, but I can answer for speeding, in my opinion. And I'm not talking about dickheads, you know.
Yeah.
But generally, you know, with all those ads that are saying, oh, 5 over, you're just going to kill her, and, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
That are after those just minor ones. I think it's a funny one. I'll start this story with my trip to Bali.
Okay. I'm getting a little more comfortable on this bench seat.
When I was in Bali, nobody obeyed any kind of street rules. So,
the locals.
You know, yeah. So a 3-lane street would have 5 lanes in it, and red lights meant nothing, and people just did what they wanted to do, and people were on scooters with their, you know, infant child on their lap and their 4-year-old child behind them, none of them with helmets and everything like that. And look, I'm sure there was accidents, but at the same time, I got people to drive us a lot in Bali, and I never saw one accident. And I think it's too far, of course, but there's something refreshing about the honesty of it, that if there's no rules, who's going to save you but you? And I think a lot of I think a lot of accidents here in Australia are actually caused by too many rules.
Okay.
And it goes too far for arbitrary situations. Like, anytime we're at a red light and you know for a fact that there's no car around for 50 metres, well, you know that, you know, these laws aren't, you know, necessary.
They don't allow for that situation.
Exactly.
For that flexibility.
And look, if you took away some of those laws, then we'd be forced to actually take responsibility for our own driving. And and what I mean by some accidents are caused by too many rules, I mean that I think a lot of Australian drivers are really indignant. So, I don't care so long as I'm doing the right thing and everyone else should be too. So if there's an accident, oh, well, you shouldn't have been trying to cut me off. Yeah. Whereas if there was no rules and you just got cut off, okay, fine. I've just got to deal with that as it comes. And well, you should have stopped at that red light. No wonder I ran into you.
You broke the rule.
You broke the rule, and it actually lessens your responsibility to be a good driver. So I think when it comes to speeding...
Hang on, sorry, but if everyone's doing the right thing, being a good driver, nothing should go wrong.
Well, yes, and this is my next point, though. People don't obey the law all the time, but it's the kind of the difference between the two. Like if there's no laws and everyone's being safe, or if there's some laws that some follow and others don't, then it's the thing between the two.
Leads to conflict.
The conflict between the two, yeah. But here's the thing, though. If I think then we have people that... you've got laws for morality, don't kill people and whatever, and then you've got laws for safety. And I think a lot of people see these safety laws as arbitrary. Or no, subjective, not arbitrary. For example, we jaywalk all the time, don't we?
Yes.
So we are making... We know that there is a law out there saying you shouldn't cross the street unless it's at the street light. We know that exists, but we also know I can very safely cross this street because there are no cars.
Or I can pretty much get away with it and they'll slow down.
Similarly, people think, I am a good driver. I can control how fast I'm going and get there safely. And similar with alcohol, but less because your judgment's affected. But I know that after 2 drinks, I'm still in my right mindset to drive home. This is what they think. This is not, me condoning this. But I think people take those rules as subjective rules, and I think that's why these ads won't work. Because then at the back of their head, they're saying, oh, he's going 5 over and he's a shit driver. It's not the speed, it's the fact that he's shit. You shouldn't have had that 3rd drink. You should have known that 2 was enough. I'd do that just on 2. Or, you should have been a better driver, you should be more careful. He knows he's had 3 drinks. And I think that's why... And I think my dad told me a statistic once about that. He was saying... It was a huge percentage, I can't quote facts, but of accidents where fatalities are involved, this huge percentage was not a little bit over, but a lot over the blood alcohol level. And not a little bit over, but a lot over the speed limit. And the ones that are just a little bit over and a little bit over aren't actually the cause of a lot of fatalities and stuff like that. Maybe accidents, sure, but the real problem ones that we've got to get rid of is more people that are just going, fuck it, I'm going to go 160 because I'm a prick, I'm going to have 6 beers and drive home because I can. And they're the ones that you'll never be able to shake, but the ones that just go a little bit over, they're also going to ignore the ads. So getting back to your original question, where do you go? They're kind of trying everything, and that's kind of what I appreciate with that ad about the small penises. At least they're trying something else besides just, here's a dead body with an arm missing because you drove 3 kilometres over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that was deserving of a clap.
I take it back then.
Yeah, you better. Yeah.
Give it to that little kid over there who could use it for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole driving freely like that in Bali, and I saw that in parts of Asia as well. Yeah, it was fascinating.
But the caveat to that, by the way, I should point this out in fairness, nobody drove over 50k. Because the roads were shit. The roads were shit and most of them weren't that long. They didn't have freeways like we do. So it wouldn't actually work in Australia because we are given the opportunity to drive really fast. Just because of how Australia is with our freeway systems and stuff like that. But still, they got the job done. And you know what? I didn't hear much in the way of beeping and honking and road rage. That's the other thing. I think about road rage is to do with the amount of rules we have.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a huge contrast, that there is no road rage that I witnessed in Thailand or anywhere like that. I don't know.
If you get cut off, you're like, well, fair enough, I better...
It's what, everyone just sort of takes
People
care
are
of where
pushy,
they're going.
you know, and then they have to be pushy, and...
But it sort of works like a school of fish in the water in some ways, not really at all. But the point is, they don't hit each other,
They don't.
and there's lots of them.
Yeah.
And in this instance, they're all going different ways. But it's like they know that there's no point in being angry, because because cutting each other off is the default.
Yeah.
But it's not even that they're cutting each other off as such, though, is it? It's just that they're like getting to A to B, and they know that they've all got to work together.
Yeah.
Whether it's subliminal or not, or whatever, in the subconscious, and this is just how it works.
Isn't that fascinating? Because I haven't been to places like China before, but I've heard stories that in China you have to be pushy when you're in person. Like, for example, what would be an example? I guess if somebody was serving food, you would have to kind of push in and order your meal rather than wait in a line.
Okay.
So I find that fascinating, that if there's no lines, but the road system works, but in person you have to be pushing in, and you can't just wait nicely and get your food.
Well, I guess it's the same with the road, though, isn't it? Because no one's waiting as such in a formal way to go from A to B. Everyone's just sort of like finding where there's an empty space or creating one.
Yes.
And I think I saw 2 accidents whilst I was over in Asia for, 2 or 4 weeks or something.
Yeah.
One of them was on a highway. There's a truck that had tipped over and it was on the side of the road. And one little cultural interesting thing about this was to flag the accident up ahead for other motorists. They would put a branch of a tree on the road to signal that up ahead they had to be careful and slow down and to look out.
Great.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do anything here except...
We might have some bollards.
But no one has those hanging around in their car as such.
Yeah.
But they were just using a bit of nature.
But we've got the other thing. We've got...
hazard lights?
No, we've got... Yeah, well, we do, but we've got something a bit more insidious. We've got the high beam flash of, hey, there's a booze bus ahead. You know, when you're driving and then on the opposite lane somebody's coming, they give you a high beam flash as if to say, watch out if you're a drunk driver. We don't want you to get caught because there's a booze bus ahead. Are we friendly? We're helping you drive drunk.
Yes.
It all kind of falls apart.
Speed cameras, same thing.
That's what
It's illegal, isn't it? To flash your lights to signal a speed camera up ahead. I believe it is illegal.
I reckon speed camera... You know, there's the whole thing about speed cameras is, should we tell them they are there and should they not?
Yeah.
I personally reckon you should tell us where every single speed camera is.
Why?
Because you should use those speed cameras to make dangerous zones safe.
Okay.
And this goes back to subjective views on the law. And, you know, people, the speed zone's 40, I can drive safely at 60. You know, they could get flashed and they could get a fine. But wouldn't it be better to say this is an intersection where blah, blah, many people die every year because of speeding? Why don't we put the speed cameras there, tell people the speed cameras are there, so they will slow down to avoid getting the fine, and we don't have deaths?
Yeah, okay.
Why don't we do that instead of going, this guy's driving 60 in a 40 zone, let's get him, even though this particular area has not had a crash, put them around if you want, but if you want people to slow down at specific spots, make them the most dangerous spots and tell them the speed cameras are there, and those spots won't be as dangerous.
That seems like a really great idea. In fact, there's a place in the town of Kalista, which apparently to some comedians sounds like an STD. There's a certain corner...
Vaguely funny?
Yeah. Kalista is when you got to say Kalista or Kalista. Anyway, so there's this corner in that town it's a rather dangerous one because it's like a bit of the shape of an S.
Yep.
If you will, one bit of an S, and a road sort of forks off that and goes down a hill, and it's had a lot of accidents there, right? So they're thinking a number of things they've put into play there. One, they changed the bitumen or whatever is the asphalt or whatever.
Yep.
They changed it to a different colour. Okay, so it's more of a browny colour.
Sorry?
So you notice something's different, so you pay more attention perhaps?
So hang on, so is
That's
the
my
dealio
guess.
that people don't see that it turns, or what?
Or why do people... I think they just go too slow. Too fast.
Too fast, right.
Too fast.
So brown means slow down.
And then some cars coming out of this awkward fork off
So there's
the
a bit of a
road.
blind spot or something, is there?
Yeah, to get onto this road from this offshoot,
Right.
You don't have much time to see cars coming around the corner or not, and you can't have mirrors set up. It's really awkward, dangerous. So the other thing, apart from different coloured road, which I found amusing,
Yes.
is they've got these...
So can I just imagine the board meeting? What are we going to do about this dangerous road? Excuse me, sir. I did 7 years of critical road analysis at university. Change the colour? Brilliant.
A promotion for Jenkins. It's always Jenkins that comes up with the good ideas.
Jenkins with the no, or it's the Jenkins account.
The Jenkins account.
Got to work on the Jenkins account.
So the other thing that they've got at this road, about, I don't know, 20 metres leading up to this corner, is a big sign that above it has what essentially is a speed camera.
Yep.
But it won't fine you. And that feeds into an LCD screen that tells you whether you're going too fast.
Oh, I've seen these.
In fact, it doesn't give you an actual readout. It just says too fast, slow down. If you're going above 60 or 55, whatever they've set it to, too fast, slow down.
Right.
So all the locals, they're just ignoring this thing and just driving on past. But if that thing was going to send you a bloody ticket for $160 or whatever,
They'd be slow.
yeah, I'd probably pay a little more attention.
I've seen those things before. Not like that though. I found them even more hilarious. It was a little device that showed you your speed, right? And I think the limit might have been 50. And they'd flash it. It'd say 49, and then it would cut to a smiley face. And it would be like 54, frowny face.
I love the reinforcement there.
It's like, no, you're big. No, you make signs sad. So,
They could, just a shaking finger would be like...
no, it's good. No, you don't want to be talked down to. It's got to be like a picture of like a puppy or something that's just out in the cold.
Or there's a happy puppy with a waggly tail if you're below, but if you're above, there's a squashed puppy on the road with like tread marks over the top of it.
So would that be, so what I was going to ask you was, what would your ad campaign be? Do you reckon that would feature part of it? Don't speed or we'll kill this puppy?
Well, I think if they actually had... Do you know those cannons that will shoot out a ball so you can practice pitching or tennis or something? Yes. If it shot out a puppy onto the road if you were speeding, and then it was angled such that you ran over said puppy, like you couldn't avoid it.
Daniel, you're making a little baby cry right now as you were saying
dear
that.
me.
Daniel was explaining the dead puppy gun, and this girl burst into tears.
She's ruined the podcast.
I love it.
Oh, there's a dog taking a shit on the oval.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Are they going to pick it up?
Now it's wagging its tail.
They are not going to pick it up. They're just like, yep, that's fine.
And the dog's happy.
Dog is very happy. Have to cause more, breaking the law, really. Breaking the law. That puppy needs to be in your gun. Because he broke the law.
That's where dogs from the pound should go. Into my dog cannon.
Well, so they don't get euthanized anymore. When it comes to the time of euthanization.
Well, they get used and then killed and they suddenly, like quickly, humanely.
Wow.
Unless you run over its like legs, its back legs, and then it's just pulling itself off the road. That'd be sad.
That would be very, very sad. But it would stop them speeding.
It would stop speeding. We would save human lives.
That's it.
Oh my God! Look at how that lady is picking up her dog.
Scruff of the neck.
Scruff of the neck.
It's a little old lady with a Maltese.
little fluffy dog,
And
which is
she's
just hanging.
like cats do. I know cats can do that because they've got like such a thick scrub, but I've never seen that before with a dog.
Holy
It doesn't look too
shit.
happy. No, it's all right.
It's wagging its
It
tail
just
now.
sat down and
It's been let go.
Oh, it's having a ball. I've been watching. Did I tell you? I've
Now
been
she's
watching.
chasing after it again.
Have you ever seen The Dog Whisperer?
I have not.
The Dog Whisperer's great. It's so good. It's this Spanish or Mexican man called Cesar Milan who knows techniques about how to make angry dogs, not angry dogs, and stuff like that. And there's all these little techniques that you can do. And of course they say don't try this at home, but I can't help making it give me this false sense of confidence that I reckon if there was a big dog that was like growling, that I could win it over now with these techniques. And I went over to somebody's house once and they had two beautiful big dogs, and one of them was really friendly and the other one was like really old and grumpy. And like I started walking towards it. Oh no, he's an angry one. So I know what to do. So I approached it from the side. That's one thing. You don't approach the dog head on. It's
confronting.
It is confronting. That's it. You approach it from the side. You don't make eye contact. It has to do with how you carry yourself, because you send out a presence to the dog, and you have this upright, confident attitude. So I did that, and I wasn't afraid, and I
Not afraid.
I just
Not
kind
afraid.
of claimed the dog's space, which is the other thing.
Ooh,
so
that's confronting, isn't it?
Well, not really. The whole deal is to become the dominant member of the pack.
Without putting up a fight directly.
Exactly, yeah. So I claimed the space, and then it just kind of hung out. It was all okay. So
you dropped a shit in next to it. So,
I thought I'd try my luck, and I would offer him the back of my hand to smell.
Yeah,
And then I had to run away because it started barking and growling. So, yeah, Cesar Milan, you used me. I trusted you. So I need to do some more
work. Then it pushed you over and mounted you from the back.
I was the submissive one. So yeah,
we've got a bit of a. Oh, we can't get me.
No,
okay, we just had some input from
I think
the
they're playing
audience.
hide and seek, which is quite nice. Well, there's a playground behind us if you don't mind.
There is a playground behind us.
Yeah.
We couldn't face the playground, or it would be too distracting for Adam.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's really mean. And I'm wearing my Working with Children's Check T-shirt right now.
In fact, you're selling them, which is just weird. Hey children, picture my face.
And you've already said that we're not pedophiles, so it's all okay.
No, I said I wasn't.
Well, I thought it didn't need to be said for me.
We're here at rehabilitation for you.
You're right.
I'll leave the pedophile jokes away.
You know what? You say those jokes, and I just hold up my little finger for you. You got owned.